All right. So, did anybody have any questions with the prep assignment?
I don't know about you guys, but they kind of left me in the dust this week with all those formulas. How about you?
All the formulas. What formulas?
Well, meaning just like, I mean, when I did the homework quiz, I could decipher from the concepts, but it's like if I had to do that table with the probability and all that
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
I'm
Okay.
lost, because it's just super complicated to me, that mean of discrete random value and everything.
Yeah.
But you guys have taken this class before. Is that important to know all those little calculations, or is it just important to know how to read the information?
Um, I think it's important to know how to read it because it could be tricky sometimes the way you like it asks you some stuff.
Well, doesn't SPS do all that formulation stuff for us
For the
anyway?
the formulas, yeah, for the most part, we end up using that program to get most of that stuff. You just
Yeah.
have to know how to read it.
Okay. What's your input, Kiana?
Well, I took it in class, and I actually, when I saw problem 5 and 6, I was like, "Hold on, I don't remember this." And I opened up the prep assignment from last semester, and the problems were actually different. I don't remember learning discrete variable, so I don't know if it's just because the online class is different or if it's the same material. We just don't need to know it as it wasn't as important in the in class. I'm not sure. So I had to actually learn that this week.
And were you able to follow it? I mean, I was trying, but oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I just felt
So
like,
from what I understood is you took the probability of getting each number. So like you had the four-sided die. The
right,
probability of rolling a 1 is 0.25, and it's the same for each of those.
right,
And then you take that 0.25 and you multiply it by that number. So 1 point times 0.25, 2 times 0.25, and so on and so forth. And then
right,
you go through and you add that all together, and that'll give you a sum. And
right.
that number is your variable. If I think that's the wordage they used. Uh,
Well, yeah, because then you do a whole nother formula about the value minus the sum times the probability. I mean, I guess as I'm talking it out with you and looking at it again, but I'm like, if I had to set this up, I don't know that I'd feel all that confident about it. But when I did the homework quiz, I got 100%. So, I mean, I understand the principles. So I just don't know how important it is, like on the test, am I going to have to do a table like this?
No, not that I
no,
know of.
because you'll have access to SPSS, and you can just
Okay.
use SPSS.
So as long as I kind of understand basically what they're saying, it's okay. I don't have to be a mathematician.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't think that way. It's hurts my brain.
So with the x minus the sum, that variable or that equation that you were talking about, or x times the
Yeah, x
probability.
minus the sum squared times probability
So
equals,
that equation is actually going to be used later in another lesson, and it'll make more sense in that lesson.
okay.
So
So
I
just
wouldn't
kind
get too
of
hung up on
don't
it.
sweat it and just kind of let it sink in and okay, perfect. I just was thinking I watched, I read it all. I watched the video and the tutorial, and they're just like zip, 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 zip. I'm like, okay,
It's not really that easy.
yeah, right. They just act like, oh, I'm like, not really. That's so anyway. I mean, I'm okay, but I just didn't know how important it was to know all that breakdown. So it was actually a pretty short lesson this week. It was kind of nice
Yeah.
for a change.
Probability is nice and easy. I like it.
Mhm. How about you guys? I feel like I'm always the one who's asking questions. Sorry.
It's fine.
I don't have any
I think I'm okay for the
Okay.
most part.
for
Okay.
now.
Well, then, should we go over the quiz?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, good. This will show how much I understand ultimately as well.
All right. Number 3, the blood types and the proportions given in the table above. So they give a table of the blood types. Define a probability distribution.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I put true. What about you guys?
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Number 4 is, what is the probability that a randomly selected person in the United States has type O blood? Round to 2 decimal places.
So I put 0.11.
Now, how did you get that number? Because I put 0.45 because I didn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, did you?
Oh, that's what I mean. I was looking at B. Sorry. I was looking
okay.
at B.
I was gonna say, I was like, it says it right there.
Wait, you were looking at where?
Type B blood.
Oh, okay, very good. Because I'm like, what the heck? You said I don't have to know that formula, and now you got something weird, and I don't know.
No, it wasn't that formula. I promise. It was just me being blonde.
Okay. So is it 0.45 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then 5 is the complement principle, where if 0.45 have the chance of being O, then the probability of them not being O is the reciprocal amount, which is 0.55, correct? So I'm sorry, the question is, what is the probability that a random selected person will not have type O blood? 0.55.
I agree.
0.55?
Yes.
How?
Because if, remember that one of the rules of probability is that, what is that? I'll state it right off the paper. It says that an outcome will not occur is 1 minus the probability that it will occur. Or actually, though, this is the better rule for that. The sum of the probabilities in any probability is 1. So if 0.45 is the probability that they will, what is going to be the number that's going to make it equal 1?
Oh, yeah, okay. I heard you say reciprocal, and I was like, wait, how is that the reciprocal? Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry, my brain, works funny.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's your turn, Kayana.
So I'm just gonna skip that big paragraph and go to the question. If that's okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll talk about the importance. So there's 7 bowls containing urine, and the dogs were supposed to determine which ones have. They choose at random which ones have bladder cancer, and 6 of them did not. So only one of them had bladder cancer. So question 6 is, if the dogs guess at random, what is the probability that they will correctly identify the dish containing the specimen from the bladder cancer patient? I put 0.14.
Yes, I put 0.143. Should we only take it to 2 decimals, did they say?
You're
right. It's 3.
It's 3. I didn't read. This is why I would fail the test.
So good. So we did that right. So we did it based on that the probability is 1 in 7, right?
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
So it's 1.43, right?
Correct. 0.
I'm sorry, 0.13. 143.
Correct.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, number 7. In a combined total of 54 trials, the dogs correctly identified the specimen from the cancer patient 22 times. It is very unlikely that the dog would do this well by random chance alone. Which of the following statements is most appropriate? This provides strong evidence that dogs can detect bladder cancer. This is little evidence that dogs can detect bladder. I would say little.
Well, not because I had a logical reason, but because they said it is very unlikely that the dog would do this well by random chance alone, I put provide strong evidence. But I don't have really math to support that. That was just kind of by reading it, I felt like they were giving us a clue. What do you...
That's what I thought. I thought it was strong evidence, but I wasn't sure. And that's when I was just like, maybe, because 22 out of 54, that's not even half.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was little. 'Cause
But at the same time, you have that it is very unlikely that they would do this well. So
I hear both arguments. I don't know what the right answer is, because you're right. It's a very small percentage, and that's what I initially thought. But then that phrase of it is very unlikely that the dog would do this well by random chance alone made me think, well, I wish there was
So
a
maybe
third
it would
answer
be-
where it says there is a little bit of evidence.
but it says there is little evidence, meaning I don't know. I don't think it's like there's a little bit of evidence. I think there's little evidence, like that little evidence doesn't matter and it's not important. I don't know.
I don't know
Maybe we're
either.
overthinking.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Should we come back to it? Let's think
Yeah.
about it and come back to it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we
'cause
can.
I don't. What
I
you
mean,
guys said is
we got a
true.
50-50 chance. And if we get it wrong, we'll know where they were thinking. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's come back to it.
Okay.
So this next one's about M&M distribution, and it gives the proportions of all the colors. And the question is, if you reach into a bag of plain M&Ms, what is the probability of drawing a red-colored candy? Round answer to 2 decimal places. And so obviously the proportion of red is 0.13, which would be the odds of you getting it.
Yeah.
I agree. What is the probability that a randomly selected candy is green? I got 0.16. Did I do my math right there?
I think so. That's what I got.
Yeah. Wait. Is that right?
Do you know how you came to that?
Yeah. No, I did. I was looking at it wrong. But yeah, it's 0.
Should we check the math again, or?
No, I just hadn't pressed total.
Oh, okay.
Like I hadn't totaled it, but I got the same answer. I just did it right now.
Okay, good.
So not green would be 32? Wait, 32?
It's got to equal 1.
Oh,
so,
that's right. So it'd be 84.
Yeah, 0.84.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, where'd 32 come from?
Sorry.
Twice as
I think I messed up something on the calculator. I was trying to go backwards, but that didn't work out.
Machines. All right. So this one's about ACT scores. Okay. So now it gives you stuff that you're going to get from SPS or Excel or whatever. It gives you the mean and all that stuff. So it says use the information from the public university to answer the following questions. Half of the observations are less than or equal to what number? So I went to the median and said 24.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Based on the information on the table above, the top 25% of students scored above what number? So that's the first quartile, right? So is it 22?
Well, it says that they scored above the top 25. So 75% of the people did worse than they did. Am I thinking of that right?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I put 24 or 27.
That's what I put too.
Because if you're thinking of each quartile as 25%, there's only 25%. They're asking for the last 25%, the highest. If they're looking at like the first the first quartile or the bottom 25% is when you'd put the 22.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
Yeah, those always confuse me a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do the next one. Let's see. Which of the following statements is not one of the 3 rules of probability? I put if the probability is high, then the probability is positive. If the probability is low, then the probability is negative, because there's never a negative probability.
Correct.
Correct.
Always between 0 and 1.
Yes.
All right, guys, back to the crapshoot. Anybody have a strong feeling one way or the other? Because I don't, so I'll go with the group, whatever we want to say.
I just don't want to get the question wrong, so I'm just like, I don't know.
I know. I don't want to get it wrong either, but I mean, even if we get this one wrong and it's the only one we got wrong, that will still be an A or an A minus. But I don't have in my brain the logic of why I'm really supporting that. It's just, that's why I'm like, if somebody has better evidence that supports one answer or the other, I would go with that. But I don't really have strong evidence.
Well, if we're going off the wording, it
Mm-hmm.
would make sense that it provides strong evidence.
Okay.
Just because it says it's very unlikely for the dogs, like that they would choose that at random.
Right.
But, I mean, out of 54, they only got 22 right. They only correctly identified 22 right.
But then again, it's only, I mean, that's about half.
Let me see exactly what the
Yeah.
percentage is here. So 22 divided by 54 entered. That's 41%.
That is quite a bit,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's go with that, because I think the wording kind of tips you off there.
Yeah.
Strong evidence is what we're going with.
Yeah.
I think so. Fingers crossed.
Mm.
All right. Well, then are we ready to submit?
Yeah,
All right.
I already did.
And how do we do?
We did well.
Oh, good. We got that one right then?
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
Woo!
I like how we had to like go back to it, even though it was we probably overthought it way too much. You know?
Yeah.
I agree. But sometimes for me anyway, it's just like, I don't want to think about you right now. I'll come back to you because you're bugging me.
Right. That's how I am when I take tests.
Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow is the same time, right?
Right.
Yes.
So you think you're going to make it after all, Kayana?
I think so. I don't know. It depends on what time we get out. Last week, they let us out like 3 hours early. And
Okay.
so if they let us out that much early, then I'll drive home and I'll make it just fine.
Okay.
So I might be here. I most likely will, but it all depends also because we're all carpooling down there, so it'll depend on whether or not we all decide to go back right away or to stay up there. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I was going to say, as long as Veronica can be the backup, because I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll do it. No worries.
Yeah, we'll let her just set it up tomorrow. I'll just wait for it. Do you guys get an invite? Because I don't even know what to do. Like, that's why I started, because I don't know what to do if I don't.
Yeah, it comes out on your email. If
Okay.
you have like the Google Hangout, like if you're on Google, it'll start beeping.
Okay.
Like on mine, it does on the phone and the computer because I have it on my phone as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just open up my Google Mail
But
and
you just go to Google
onto
Mail.
social, and then something pops up like you're inviting me. Do I accept or decline?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
you could do it through the email.
And I will email you guys. Brianna is her name. I'll email you guys her Gmail account so she can come join us tomorrow as well.
Okay. You're gonna
All
let
right.
her know that it's at 6:30 our time.
Yes, because she's
Okay.
Mountain Standard Time, so I will make sure she's clear on the time and email you guys the email.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, guys, perfect. That was a quick and painless one. Have a good night.
Yeah. You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.